Sometimes I hear drivers complaining about roads being narrowed to fit larger sidewalks and bike lanes, and I need you to understand right now, please. Hold on, look at my dog. Okay. Narrow roads are a good thing. Say it with me, please. Narrow roads are a very good thing. Gigantic, like 3-lane roads in the middle of going through the middle of a small town being narrowed to fit more modes of transportation is a good thing. Not only is just the physical size of the road being reduced good, but also, like I said, it fits more modes of transportation, which is good. The reason you want more narrow roads, I'm gonna ask you to, okay, drivers, imagine driving down a very narrow road, and then imagine driving down a road that has a lot of girth, a lot of space for you to like swerve around. You are likely imagining yourself having to be much carefuler on the narrow road. You are likely imagining yourself having to go much slower to avoid hitting anything on a narrow road, which is a good thing. Roads being narrowed forces drivers to drive slower and carefuler, which leads to less people dying. So another thing is that like the wind is blowing shit around. Though another complaint I have is just like cities taking the initiative to add bike lanes is great, but if they're just lines painted on the road, you know drivers are not paying attention to that. I know firsthand that drivers are not paying attention to that because I've been in cars with people who will just drive through the bike lane without looking. And this is the reason why many bikers don't feel safe biking at all in cities like that. Bike lanes should be completely separated from street traffic, and there should be a physical barrier between the bike lane and the car lanes. Do not even get me started on public transportation in North America. I have heard in like big cities like Houston, this is just an example, I don't know if this is like actually how Houston's public transportation runs, but there are like 2 or 3 trains a day in some cities in North America, whereas in a place like Amsterdam, a train comes every 10 minutes. Like, you cannot expect people to realistically to like want to take public transportation if there's only a few trains a day. Like, in a situation like that, if you miss your train, the next train doesn't come for a few hours. Who's gonna sit around in a train station waiting for a few hours when you could just drive? That's why there are so many cars. That's why America is so car dependent, because taking a car is the most convenient thing to do in the majority of cities across North America. Like, but if you miss a train in Amsterdam, it's not that big of a deal because another one's gonna come in 10 minutes. I just want to live in a walkable or bikeable city, please!